Hi, it's Valerie again. Didn't expect to be back so soon, but I'm making a special video today. I'm not doing really anything special per se, no different technique. In fact, I'm going to be using the rest of the coconut milk that I had in the freezer. I already have it dissolved just for time's sake of this video. But I wanted to bring you along just because this is a fragrance that I have never used before. It came from Steph's Micas. I think Steph's trying it out. It's called Elderflower. And the reason that I chose to make this video using this scent is 3 weeks ago I lost a very, very dear friend quite suddenly. We talked practically every day, sometimes numerous times a day, and it was a shock. And we every spring we bought our hanging ferns that we hung on our porches about the same time, and we compared those, and we hadn't gotten to see each other as much due to the pandemic, but we only lived a couple of minutes apart, and we'd see each other from a distance, but we talked very frequently. And so I want to make this soap, and I want to call it Friendship, because of our mutual love of our ferns that are a beautiful green color, and because they're flowers. And you know, that was one of our shared passions. So that's why I wanted to bring you along to make this soap in honor of my dear friend who is no longer with us. And you know, some friends come in all shapes and sizes and varieties, and some friends are more like family, and she was. So we're going to get started. And my oils, this is not going to be a high temperature. I had planned to, and then I decided to change it and use the coconut milk frozen, so that's not going to allow for a high temperature lye. But my oils are at 178, and my lye solution, it's getting quite thick because of the coconut milk, it's at 101. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. I will tell you, I'm not real crazy about this stick blender. It's pretty powerful, and I didn't even choose the one with the highest, I don't know, horsepower, wattage, whatever you call it. So I'm just not real crazy about this one, not for small batches anyway. So I'm not sure which one I'm gonna try next. Okay, got that all added. So this is going to cook on low. And if it does like the other one, this is the same exact formula that I did my salt bar to. It's not going to take long. And see, my oils are a lot lighter today because I switched my olive oil, because I want the lightest soap possible, because I'm not going to use any white colorant. So I switched up my olive oil. Okay. I'm at a thick trace, and that is so creamy because of those oils and the coconut milk for my lye solution. I'm freezing a lot of it because when I was doing cold process, I was using more coconut powder. And well, I actually went through a stage about 5 months that I didn't do any soaping at all. But not using as much of it, I didn't want it to go bad. So it hit me one day. I said, well, don't push it down the drain, just freeze it. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been very pleased. But now I've got to go get some fresh coconut milk because I've used it all today. And as I have said many times, coconut milk is my favorite milk to use in soap. But because this soap is so special and it's loaded with coconut milk already, and because I ran out of my coconut milk, I am going to be adding 3 ounces of rice milk after the cook, which I love my rice milk as well. So gentle. So, I don't think this soap's going to take long. The formula that I did the other day took less than, or right around 10 minutes. And that wasn't even a cold process. I mean, I'm sorry, high temperature, hot process. Look how white those oils are. I love that. So, I was trying to think if there was anything. I'm going to be coloring this as natural as possible. I'm going to be using some turmeric, just a little bit for, I know the elderflower doesn't really have any yellow in it, it's more green and white. But yellow is a color that is supposedly representative of friendship. So I want to add a little of that in there. And so that's what I'm going to do. And then my green is going to be spinach powder with wheatgrass powder. I like those two combined. Just add a little more hot water to it. But I just want a little hint of yellow running through it. And that's what's going to be in this soap. I do have kale and clay in here. In addition to the rice milk after the cook, I'm going to be adding some sugar mixed in a little apple cider vinegar and sodium lactate. I'm going to be superfatting with apricot kernel. And what else? I think that's all. So we'll come back when it starts to cook. Okay, it's been about 2 to 3 minutes and it's starting to rise up and bubble up and cook, and I don't think this is going to take much longer. Just going to go ahead and push it back down in there. Cut my crock pot off. You know, I go off for a couple of months and I'll do cold process just for something different. But I always, always, always come back to hot process. I just love it. I love everything about it. I love the way it smells when it cooks. I love watching it cook. I love hearing it cook. I love that I can scrape it out of the pot when I'm done and make a sample bar and use it right away to know, you know, to get a good idea of how it lathers, and knowing that it's only going to get better within a couple of weeks. I love that I can add my super fat of choice after the cook and that it's going to stay in there. There's so many luscious oils to choose from, but the ones that we add after the cook in hot process, you know, that's our choice. Whereas in cold process, it all gets, you know, eaten up and you don't really choose which one you want. Unless, now when I learned to throw an extra ounce of something in there, like jojoba or, you know, a luxury oil. But I know a lot of cold process soap makers typically just figure all of their super fat into the formula. I do some and then I add some afterwards. So anyway, this one is still separating a little bit, but that's okay. I'll just stir it back down. Take my temperature. And I'm at 193, and I'm mashed potato to Vaseline stage. It's a little bit of both. And I have my hot rodder over here to where I can spray it down on the sides if I need to. And like I said, crock pots stay hot so long. But I'm going to go ahead and take this one out of the cooking unit. Because I don't feel like I need that added heat with this one. Get out of the way. Don't think I'm going to need my stick blender anymore because it's going together very nicely. I do think I'll set it on top of this nasty. Oh, that thing's seen its better days, but it does the trick. I feel like it gives me some insulation and less slick. So, yeah, this one is, well, we're almost at Vaseline. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit out to do my zap test. Hot stuff. Give my sides a little spritz to keep those crusties off. And I'll come back when ready to proceed. Okay, I am completely neutral, no zap. So I'm going to add in my extra 2% of apricot kernel oil for my extra super fat. Love apricot kernel. I use it to super fat a lot. This is 45 ounces. of oils. Okay. Now I'm going to add in my remaining 3 ounces that I withheld from the cook. And this is rice bran milk. It's been kept warm on the stove. You know, I probably shouldn't have even done another video, but as I said, there's really nothing special about it other than I want to honor my friend. And they also say that if you want to grow your YouTube channel, that you need to make lots of videos and encourage people to subscribe. So if you want to do that, if you think I have anything to offer, if you will hit subscribe after you watch it. I don't really know any secrets to growing a YouTube channel other than what I've been told, and I guess people would need to share. Need to switch spoons here because it's pretty thick. So if you want to do that, I would appreciate it. Sometimes it's nice to have a YouTube channel when you know that people appreciate and support what you're trying to do. The comments are lovely. But I've had a couple of comments that haven't been so lovely. And it was nothing to do with my soap or what I was doing. It was more to do with maybe I should make a channel on learning to grow hair because I have short hair, and I guess somebody needed to take a pot shot about having me having short hair. I don't know, but okay. Now I'm going to add in my yogurt, and I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons, and that's cool. It's been out for maybe 15 minutes, so you know, we all have our own opinions and things, but every opinion doesn't need to be spoken, especially when it does no good. If you like long hair, grow long hair. If you like your spouse to have long hair, then choose one with long hair, but leave those of us alone who choose not to have long hair alone. And I don't think that my way of making soap is the only way or the right way. It's just everybody has to do what's right for them. And I learned to do my hot process in a crock pot, and so I hope you will take something away, something positive away from the videos that I put out there. Okay. Now, on the stove, I'm going to let this sit for a minute. Give it another spray because I have to go over and get my other additives, which is my sugar and sodium lactate and apple cider vinegar, and that's gonna hopefully loosen this up even more. Okay, I'll see you back. Okay, I have my sugar. It's been dissolved in apple cider vinegar, and my sodium lactate. It's 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sodium lactate, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And the sugar and the apple cider vinegar will help with bubbles. Sodium lactate is a good humectant, and it helps with the hardness of the bars as well as loosens up the batter some. And you can see that's very manageable, and I love how white this is. I did do this at 36% water. I don't have any of that hard dried stuff on the sides of my crock pot either, and that's because of the warm water spritzes. All right. Such a pretty white. Okay. Not sure exactly what's going to happen with the fragrance. I don't know if it's going to accelerate anything or, you know, thicken it up. It may. Oh, I love that. I think I'm going to let it sit just a few more minutes before I proceed. So, see you when I'm ready to put it in the mold. Here we go. It's really, really workable. So I'm going to go ahead and add my fragrance. It smells delicious. I mean, it's just a beautiful, light, floral scent. Okay. And what I plan to do is, plan being the operative word, is I want a good bit of this to be green. Primarily green and white with just a little bit of yellow. I'm going to do some layers and then run the chopstick through it. Okay. It's my green. And my workspace is limited, so, you know, once, I don't know how much you'll be able to see. But I think that's about all of the yellow that I'm going to put. The rest of it will be green and white. Okay. Get this mixed up. I feel like I waste too much time of your time mixing things, but I want this to be, I don't want it to be overpowering in color. I just want it to be soft colors, like sweet friendships. Okay. Just gonna give this a good layer there. it up through the bottom. And then I'm going to take it over and give it a good bang down on the floor so I don't jar you. To prevent those air bubbles. I'm going to give it some white. Okay. Got to mix up my turmeric. It's a pretty color. Soft. I don't want it too orangey. And in fact, what I might do is just pour the rest of that in. Kind of do an in the pot swirl with it. It smells wonderful. Okay. Bang this on the floor. And then I have a little bit more green. It's pretty green too. Okay. Now, more yellow. Now, I'm going to take my chopstick and I'm going all the way to the bottom to bring some of that green in. Then back the other way, lifting up a little. Bang it again. And then I'm going to just spray it on the top because I do want to put a little bit of a design in it. With the colors on top. And I'm just going to take my end of this chopstick and maybe do some little rosettes. Well, I don't know if they're rosettes because I'm not real good at tops, but my friend was little and petite and sweet, and I just wanted something soft and sweet for her. She was a big supporter of my soap making. She gave it as gifts. She came to all of my open houses. She told people about it. She used it for herself. And I miss her terribly. I feel like in the last little over 2 years, all life has been is about letting go and saying goodbye. My llamas, we had to get rid of those because just couldn't take care of them anymore. You know, when we did have the time, we didn't have the desire. All of the cows but 2. It's just, sometimes you just have to let things go, and it's not easy. Okay, well, I will see you in a little while. Welcome back. It's been about 4 hours since I made this soap. I just unmolded it and cut it, and I even was able to clean up the edges. And I'm so happy with the colors. Look at that cheery yellow and pretty soft green. And the white is just amazing to have nothing but the oil color. So this scent is so soft and fresh, slightly floral. It's so hard to describe, but you will love it, from Steph's Micas. Again, it was elderflower. I'm not crazy about my swirl, the chopstick swirl, but I did get quite a bit of, you know, different color variations, and I was happy about that. And I think my friend would love it. I think she would love the soft colors, the soft scent, and I think you will too. So again, it's elderflower, and I got it from Steph's Micas, and the color was, the natural color of the oils is the white. The green is a combination of spinach powder and wheatgrass powder, and the cheery yellow is turmeric, and they were done in, just dissolved in water. They were not oil infused. So I just wanted to show you those, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.